everyone, welcome back to yet another episode of your favorite YouTube series, The History of K-Pop Season 1, where we've been taking a trip back into the 90s to explore all the amazing moments of the first generation of K-pop. Can you believe we're now on episode 11?
You make me feel like 11.
Let's leave that meme to the side for a moment and cut to the chase. So in our last episode, we talked about how Sechs Kies was formed and the first two albums they released. And continuing right along, we'll be taking a look at the rest of Sechs Kies' album promotions, as well as their insane amount of schedules that came along with the album promotions. Stay tuned to find out why we used the word insane. But yes, because we've got a lot of things to cover today, we're going to keep the intro nice and short and jump right into the things. So without further ado, let's get right into it.
Let's go!
In our last episode, we said that Sechs Kies released a movie named 17. No, not that 17 we're familiar with. On July 17th, 1998. The same week that they released their movie, in fact, 2 days before, Sechs Kies dropped their third album titled Road Fighter on July 15th, 1998. The title song, with the same name as the album, was well loved for its strong and masculine image and theme. One of the key highlights of this song is Jiwon's part in the chorus as well as Jaejin's dance break. Speaking of dance, the choreography for the song was actually created by Jaejin and Jae-duck. The other promoted songs from this album were 무모한 사랑, Say, and Crying Game, the latter being promoted first and also reaching first place on music charts. This is the album that brought Sechs Kies even higher as a top-tier idol group, giving them enough momentum to rival H.O.T at this time. Spoiler alert, the real deal hasn't even come yet. They continued their promotions with 무모한 사랑 from September 5th onward, performing the song at the Dream concerts held in 5 major cities, where the song received a lot of love from the public. I mean, you guys can see it up here in the top left corner, but a half album, huh? But don't worry, because that half extra album from the third one did become a real big deal for the group and the industry. Following the successful promotion of their third album, the group released a special album called Sechs Kies Special, which is quite special, on October 30th, 1998, and is referred to as their 3.5 album, or as Jinho likes to call it, 3.5th album. The album contains the soundtrack from their movie 17 that we mentioned earlier, and features their most popular single, Couple, which is, hold on, a single couple?
Stuff.
This song showed a softer, warmer, and more cute side compared to all of their other promoted songs, which showed off all the masculinity you can find in this world. Besides that, this song is known as one of the most important songs in their career, and there is a solid reason for it. While promoting the song, Couple brought Sechs Kies the most popularity in the entire history of their careers, and it is still their most beloved song to this date, even being recognized by those who are not fans of the group. It became their signature song, and that real deal I mentioned earlier, and can be heard as the background music when they're introduced on TV shows. Couple is also one of the most sung love songs in karaoke rooms, although that may vary from time to time, and a lot of singers have remixed and performed the song as well. Interestingly, Jae-duck was not assigned any parts in this song, as he is mainly in charge of rapping, which is basically non-existent on this song. However, once the group reunited in 2016, he was assigned a new rap part in the remixed version of Couple, which was written by Tableau from Epic High. Oops, I think I just spoiled something here. The success of Couple, upon its original release, allowed Jack's Kiss to extend the spectrum of their fandom to those in their 20s and older, which had been made up of mainly teens until that point. Their second promoted song, 너를 보내며, or Letting You Go, also scored first place on music charts, making this album promotion the most successful one for the group. Yet another real deal. Jack's Kiss received a lot of year-end awards in 1998, to no one's surprise, including the Grand Award at the Seoul Gayo Daesang, or Seoul Music Awards, which H.O.T had also won before.
This is competition.
The group started off 1999 by wrapping up the promotions for their 3.5 special album, and held solo concerts at the 88 Gymnasium from February 26th to 28th. And on April 18th, Jack's Kiss celebrated their 2-year debut anniversary with fans by holding a fan club foundation event. On September 9th, 1999, the group made a comeback with their 4th album named Comeback, no pun intended, and featured the title track of the same name. This song became very popular and reached first place many times again, just like Couple, which isn't even surprising anymore. The track Comeback was on the more masculine side, sounds like they're going back to their roots, and showcased a faster beat with complex yet sharp choreography. It is, however, considered to be on the more refined side compared to many of their past title songs. Yep, looks like the boys have grown up. The highlight in Comeback is considered to be Jiwon's rap in English. However, it was supposedly difficult to understand, and hence led to every single Jack's Kiss fan remembering the lyrics differently. As an aside from my researcher Jinho,
Are you looking for me?
many English lyrics in such songs were not grammatically correct, as they pretty much used whatever lyrics were in the demo or guide recording of the track. The English words are often chosen randomly at this stage, and they simply figure out how these words will match the rhythm laid over top of it. Personally, I think memorizing is easier compared to improvising. The comeback for the album Comeback, again, no pun intended, was held on August 29th, 1999 with a showcase event, and the album promotions would feature 2 other songs, 예감 and 그대로 멈춰. Later in September of that year, Jack's Kiss released their new album in Taiwan and embarked on a tour there the following month. In October, the group was competing with popular singer Jo Sung-mo to reach first place on various music shows and charts. Though Jo Sung-mo was more popular with the general public at this time, Jack's Kiss managed to edge him out slightly and snagged the first place spot, potentially due to the size of their dedicated fandom. In November of 1999, Jack's Kiss notably performed in Pyongyang, North Korea. Yes, you heard that right. Along with their agency mate Finkel at the 2000-piece concert. According to the website WikiWand, this made them one of the first South Korean dance groups to perform in North Korea. And I truly wonder what North Koreans' reactions were when seeing them perform. The group wrapped up the millennium with the promotions of 예감 and 그대로 멈춰, which concluded on January 2nd, 2000.
That was a fake.
As expected, they won various year-end music awards in 1999. Not even surprising at this point. The new year began with some happy occasions, like their 1000-day anniversary in January, and their solo concert, Jack's Kiss 2000 Concert, in February. Unfortunately, the good times would not last, as the group suddenly held a press conference on May 18th to announce their disbandment. Spoiler alert. Understandably, this shocked many fans, and the reasons why will be further discussed in the next episode of the History of K-Pop Season 1. And trust me, there is a lot of ground to cover with the group's controversial end.
그러니까 다음에도 또 오래.
In the end, Sechs Kies said goodbye to their fans on May 20th with a performance at the 2000 Dream concert, their final schedule as a group. When it comes to pre-first and first generation artists, album sales statistics are undeniably the best method of comparison when evaluating their popularity. However, in the case of Sechs Kies, it is unfortunately not possible to fairly compare their popularity to other artists with album sales statistics, as the reported numbers are allegedly inaccurate according to Jinho's findings. There is a significant difference between official statistics from the agencies and the non-official statistics of album sales numbers determined by third-party surveys within the industry. Even the statistics that are gathered by official associations in the Korean music industry are not the same as the agency's claims nor the surveys, hence making them incomparable. After further discussing this with my researcher Jinho, we're choosing not to share the reported sale numbers for Sechs Kies as we cannot verify their accuracy. One of the things that Sechs Kies was notorious for was their insane work schedule. And believe it or not, this became quite an issue. Well, how insane, you might ask? During their 3 years as an active group, their schedules involved 1. Producing and preparing 3 regular albums and 1 special album. This means more than 1 album released per year. And supposedly, the members had never recorded together during this time due to their individual activities. 2. Filming a movie. The members were never fully aware of the movie's synopsis. Instead, they simply memorized their lines on the spot and filmed immediately after. 3. Filming commercials and advertisements. And 4. Performing at concerts and music shows. As you can see, some things here don't look quite normal. With that, you might ask how their schedule turned into such a mess. And to answer that, this is the result of their agency not discussing with the members about what kind of schedule they should partake in, but rather grabbing as many schedules as they could and simply putting the members into the situation. Due to this strategy, there was rarely a TV show in which Sechs Kies was not featured. Is that good or bad? As an example of this, Jiwon was once taken home by his manager and told to get even a little bit of sleep. Jiwon took a shower and was then all ready to sleep. But the manager then returned to pick him up again, to which Jiwon responded by saying, "Would you want to get up if it was you?" No, I would not want to get up at all.
아니야. 이거는 혹시 파산 나가셨나요?
Supposedly, the only time the members were able to get a proper resting period was after the promotion of their 3.5 album. But there was a caveat because afterwards, the promotions for their 4th album were a lot shorter, and their other schedules were significantly reduced as well. This isn't necessarily a good thing from behind the scenes, but rather a red flag. Because of this, fans speculated that this signaled the start of their disbandment. Considering that even current generation idols have extremely busy schedules, the group being overworked is not necessarily surprising to learn. Not that it's a good thing by any means. However, the worst issue is that the agency did not provide the members with enough care to compensate them for running such insane schedules. Imagine if that happened nowadays. Good enough to just roast and toast the agency. These days, the agencies generally provide idols with good care and treatment in order to continue their schedules with less issues of any kind. Just to clarify our wording here, we're saying good as in better than in the past, and less as in less than in the past, respectively. With numerous health-related issues that are rising on the surface more often than they should, it is evident that idols are still suffering from overworking. Anyway, going back to the context, Jackskiss's agency failed to provide a good working environment for the members, and as you'll learn in the next episode, this became one of the factors that led the members to consider disbanding the group. In a way, the impact that Jackskiss left on the music industry in such a short period of time was nothing short of impressive. Becoming a very successful group within 3 years during that era was considered impressive on its own, especially when considering how much competition there was since the debut of H.O.T. Let's just think about this for a moment. While some idol groups gain massive popularity as soon as they debut, the majority of idols today might struggle to find mainstream popularity for a long time, no matter how much they deserve it. Think of how long it took groups like EXID, Oh My Girl, and Brave Girls to work hard for years until they became popular with the general public. One of the reasons why Jackskiss became such a competitor for H.O.T. was none other than their busy promotion schedules. We mentioned this during our last episode, but despite being referred to as H.O.T.'s rival, Jiwon revealed on an episode of Happy Together that the group went through a lot of struggles to even catch up to H.O.T.'s immense popularity. Remember the fried egg? However, as discussed earlier, they achieved this after promoting rather excessively, while H.O.T. was afforded proper resting periods by their agency between promotions. And after all of those, it is said that Jackskiss finally won against H.O.T. with their song Couple, or The Real Deal, as we mentioned before, from their 3.5 album. The rise of Jackskiss at this point in time was quite significant, so much so that H.O.T. member Kangta said on The Guru Show that his group's position as a top idol group felt threatened when Jackskiss took the first place position from them with this song. During an episode of Noloa in 2008, Jiwon shared a story of the Jackskiss members ghosting their agency to rebel against their insane amount of schedules, as they were never consulted about them. For 2 weeks, yes, for 2 weeks, the members did not show up to 4 or 5 of the schedules, and those were live events. Even today, this type of conduct would be considered unforgivable and might result in celebrities getting blacklisted from future activities with the parties involved.
조용하죠.
We have to remember that the celebrities' promotions are still a formal business between the celebrity plus their agency and another party, and such actions usually do nothing more than defaming the reputation of the celebrity and agency within the industry. Given how fast rumors spread within the Korean entertainment industry, which is faster than 5G network speed, hurting one's own reputation by themselves is probably the last thing anyone in this industry would want to do. Even a group like Twice might have to retire from the industry if they suddenly did not show up to their schedules without properly justifying the reason behind their absence. Yeah, that is how serious this is. The show's panelists were amazed that Jack's Kiss was not banned from activities with this kind of behavior, which is more proof that the group was seriously misbehaving. To resolve their curiosity, G1 explained that their managers and agency were extremely busy apologizing to the broadcasting stations in an attempt to nullify the members' actions. In hindsight, this is the only time their agency has been pitied, and they were only able to repair the damages the members caused due to the CEO's influence over the entertainment industry at the time. Funnily, the members did not go to great lengths to hide from their agency. And I'll give you guys 10 seconds to leave your guess down below of what the members did to hide from their agency.
10 seconds later.
Did everyone make their guess? Alright, the answer is... they were simply staying at their families' homes. How lame, right? Turns out their parents just told the managers that the members were not home. Once the show's panelists heard this, they thought that this was quite childish, unsurprisingly so, and that the agency was actually quite nice to the members for letting them off the hook. If the agency received something from the members, then they also have to give something back to the members, right? As a way to make up for the mess they made to the broadcasting stations, the members' schedules were doubled, and they even filled in for a schedule that H.O.T was not able to show up for. How interesting, right? Ironically, G1 was the member who initially suggested that they ghost their agency and the broadcasting stations in the first place, but he was also the one who suggested they return to the agency. Now, I just don't know what to say about that. Well, guess what guys? That brings us to the end of our second episode on Jack's Kiss. I'm sure it's really surprising that this episode also had a conclusion. Right? Right?
Stop!
Anyway, in today's episode, we covered the rest of the group's album promotions, which included a decimal number for a counter, album statistics, or lack thereof, and their rather crazy schedules, which there was no lack thereof. But that certainly wasn't the end of the insanity for Jack's Kiss. If you guys tune in for our next episode, we'll be chatting about the controversy surrounding something, sources of conflict about something, and what happened after something. Oh, what is this something? Well, we're obviously not going to spoil it here. Before we close off here though, we want to ask you guys a couple of questions. What are your guys' thoughts on idols having a crazy amount of schedules? And what do you think about Jack's Kiss members having the guts to ghost their agency and their schedules? Let us know in the comments down below, and let us know if I missed anything in today's video or if anything needs to be corrected. Please leave any questions you have throughout the season on any particular video in the series, as we're planning to have a special review or Q&A episode at the end of the season. As always, thank you so much for watching, and please hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on the next episode. Remember to stay awkward, and I will see you all next time. Bye!